Suzuki's Quad Sport Z400 stands alone as the only high-performance machine in the 400cc class. The Z features fully adjustable suspension, razor-sharp handling, and engine performance that barks at the heels of many 450s. The biggest thing separating the Z400 from its 450 class counterparts is almost $2,000 in retail price. For Woods or GNCC racing, the Z400 requires the same list of mods as most 450s, but with its significantly lower retail price, it could be the ultimate race machine for the beginner or racer on a budget. To test the Z400's prowess as a racer, we gathered together a number of modifications most often used by Woods racers to enhance engine and suspension performance and improve durability. We then acquired the services of Trimble Motorsports owner Dave Trimble to bring the machine together and put it through its paces.
Hi, I'm Dave Trimble with Trimble Motorsports. Today we're with ATVOnDemand.com. We're going to take our recently tested Z400 and build it into a GNCC cross-country racer. A few modifications that we've already made to the bike prior to starting today's build was the addition of the tusk bar mounts, adapting the 7/8 to an 1.1 bar to accommodate for our flex handlebars that we've added to the bike as well. These handlebars are used throughout the GNCC circuit by most of the pro riders for a less fatigue, long-lasting, comfortable ride. Another modification that we've made is the addition of the spider grips. These grips are a long-lasting grip, a very soft feel, same grip I use on my race bike. Had them on there for 8 months now and still holding up like day one. Prior to starting today's build, I took the Z400 for a ride. Very impressed with how much power this thing has in stock trim. Airbox lid on, baffle still in the exhaust. Really excited to see how this thing turns out once we add on to our Yoshimura full exhaust and our PIM2 fuel management system.
Yoshimura builds premium quality exhaust systems. Their RS2 system features stainless steel and aluminum construction and comes with all necessary hardware including springs, spring pullers, a pipe cork for washing your machine, and complete instructions. To remove the stock exhaust system, Dave had to remove several other components to gain the necessary clearance. Fortunately, the Yoshimura system went in easier than the stock system came off.
Not only are we looking to increase some horsepower, we also noticed that the Yoshimura exhaust is several pounds lighter than the stock system as well. Now that we've got our Yoshimura exhaust fully installed, installation was a breeze, very easy to install. Yoshimura also sent us some other components. PIM2 fuel management system. This is ready to plug in for the ready for the exhaust and an airbox lid removed. They also sent the data acquisition box, which comes with a probe to read your air fuel mixture. It also comes with a bung to be welded into the head pipe. Ours come pre-installed. This is for tuning purposes only. Once you do your final tuning with a laptop computer, you want to pull the probe out and install this plug back into your head pipe.
The PIM2 fuel management system comes with a new map pre-programmed, offering more air and fuel to compensate for the increased airflow of the RS2 exhaust system and running with the airbox lid removed. To create a custom map for your specific riding style, track, or other machine modifications, the data acquisition box measures the air-fuel mixture in the exhaust system along with your throttle position and RPMs throughout your riding session. After riding, the data acquisition box will create you a new custom map, which can be further fine-tuned using a laptop computer, offering true road race technology for the ATV world.
Next step, we're going to replace our suspension on our Z400. The stock suspension is a bit stiff for cross-country racing. For trail riding and just regular play riding, it would probably be okay, but a bit stiff for full-fledged cross-country racing. If you're not familiar with the HLS brand of shocks, they're built by last summer's GT Thunder. You can clearly see the difference in between the stock shock and our aftermarket shock. One being the dual rate spring versus the single rate spring. Plus our shocks were set up to be valved lighter for a softer ride on cross-country races.
Lazarus Summers of GT Thunder has been building ATV suspension for cross-country racers for years now. The front shocks are compression adjustable, and the rear shock is compression and rebound adjustable. You could easily save a few $100s by having GT Thunder revalve and respring your stock shocks, but since this bike's going back to Suzuki, we went with full aftermarket units. Along with the HLS shocks, we installed a GT Thunder linkage which gets rid of mid-stroke harshness, smoothing the progression of the travel.
Wrapping up our installation of our rear shock and rear linkage didn't come with any mounting hardware, so we had to come up with our own rubber pieces and hose clamps. Next we're going to replace our stock bumper with a Racing front bumper. We're adding this on for more protection, easier to handle your bike when lifting the front.
UM's products are constructed of high-quality aluminum, and unlike many brands, they're manufactured right here in the United States. Fitment of the front bumper was decent, but it required a few light taps from a hammer to move one of the mounting points a few millimeters. From there, installation was easy. The front bumper is light and offers ample handholds to help lift the machine out of mud holes.
Next we're installing the DuraBlue Eliminator Axle on our Z400. Comes complete with the sprocket hub, a new lock nut, clip, spacers. We're installing this for durability issues. Tend to hit a lot of trees in the woods during the races, so we're going to add this on for a durability factor.
Along with being much stronger than the stock axle, the DuraBlue Eliminator Axle is covered by a limited lifetime warranty. The axle is also adjustable in width, from stock to +2 inches per side, allowing you to set your rear end up for varying conditions.
Next we're going to install our wheels. We have OMF reinforced wheels on both sides, mounted up with some GBC RaceR 6-ply cross-country tire.
With most cross-country racers running tire balls these days, which prevent your tire from losing its shape and coming unseated off the bead in the event of a flat, we ran OMF's dual reinforced wheels, providing optimum strength, yet saving 3 pounds per wheel over the weight of a full bead lock. That's 12 pounds of rotating mass our Z400's engine doesn't have to turn. Next, they've installed a Racing cross-country grab bar, which features a wider rear section for increased leverage for pulling the machine out of mud holes, and has a whip flag mount for those who ride in the dunes.
Next, we're going to replace the stock skid plates with the product. Our stock skids were broken after our initial test on the stock test when we done this.
UM's rear skid plate looks very similar in design to other swing arm skids that we've seen, with the exception of the beefy cross tube, which was installed to provide greater support for the areas that hang down below the sprocket and brake rotor. With the installation of the rear skid plate, that finished off day one's installation. UM sent us mounting kits for the 2008 and older Z400, along with DuraBlue, so we had to wait for a few components to show up in the mail. We needed a few additional spacers from DuraBlue to take up the slack between the end of our hub and the castle nut on the end of the axle. But still, there was a bit of space that we had to fill in.
Alright, still having issues with our DuraBlue axle. We thought we had the solution with a spacer, but turns out it didn't work out. As you can see here, our factory hub slides up on there. We have a gap in here. So what we have to do is put a store-bought washer, provided small spacer, slide our hub on. We're trying to stay as narrow as possible for the woods, and we're already at 11.5 inches over the 9.5 inch on the one side for the over the stock axle. So what we're doing here to make this work is that is our setup, and that's our narrowest setup that we can go with. To show you the issue without the spacer or the washer, so we'll slide this on there, put that on there to take up the unsplined area, put the provided parts on there. We still have a gap here that's not letting us work. And to show you what the seems to be the problem is this tapered area right here where it comes up. If it was flush, cut straight, we'd be able to butt everything up real nice and tight. But with that being tapered up like that, it's preventing us to get a good tight fit on our hub. That's the way we're going to roll with this, so our hubs are tight, so we're safe on the trail.
Next, we installed a set of Racing Pro Peg Nerf bars. Installation is pretty straightforward, drilling through your stock peg and attaching a wider stainless steel peg and bolting them to the front motor mount. Installation was easy thanks to their precise fit. With the 2009 mounting hardware now in hand, we attached the upper fender braces to the grab bar and tried to attach the lower fender braces to the Nerf bars, but unfortunately, they didn't seem to fit quite right. 08 and older models are not a problem. To complement the already installed Racing rear skid plate, we installed an aluminum full chassis skid plate from as well. For convenience, the bottom of the skid plate features a hole to allow you to drain your oil without removing it. To finish off our undercarriage protection, we installed a small but very important linkage guard from Racing as well. With little more than a day's work, our Z400 was complete and ready for testing. Make sure you tune in next time as we take our Suzuki GNCC RaceR out and put it through its paces.